Let's talk about law for a moment. LORE. It's one of the most important things you will ever turn towards, one of the greatest initiations you'll ever experience, ongoing initiations you'll ever experience in your leadership journey. And yet it's one of the most overlooked parts of leadership in the West. It really is not understood. It's not held well. And so we really are in this civilization moment where there is a re-establishment of law. And we're witnessing that on a grand scale as there's some great kind of structural systemic changes that are just beginning. They're going to take place over the next 50 years or so. There's going to be some really big restructuring. It's just the nature of this moment in time, the Aquarian age, etc. But let's stay with law. Law is one of the great quality controls. Law, LORE, is one of the great quality controls. It is here to land you into, ground you into, mature you into what is truly sustainable, what is actually functional, what is genuinely, sustainably sacred here on Earth. You could say that different religious structures are, or their ground, their belief systems, their ways of working, that is a law. You could say that. It is a law. But I'm speaking to something slightly different. I'm speaking to the great quality ground that we find our way to as leaders, and how in the beginning of our leadership journey, we really celebrate each other, don't we? Whatever we do, however it comes through, we really champion the emergence. Whatever is emerging, it's like, okay, this being is breaking through the glass ceiling. They're breaking through the conditioning of this age. It doesn't really matter what they're doing. They're starting to move and come alive, and we champion each other in that. And we really feel quite, enlivened by witnessing us come through and break through this conditioning and these glass ceilings and these societal conditionings. We begin to come alive. We share our offerings. We share our voice. We cheer each other. At least in the conscious community, we cheer each other. Maybe there's a wider theme in the world, at least in Australia and the UK, of tall poppy syndrome, where the wider world cuts down whoever begins to stand out. But we champion each other as we begin to stand out for the most part in the conscious communities. That's my experience anyway, at least in the coaching kind of style communities. But this is speaking to a point on the journey where it's not just about championing the emergence, whatever emerges. This is about the point we get to in the journey where we are asked to radically, profoundly mature into a law that is genuinely sustainable. And that is not just a kind of individual attunement. We have to go through the initiatory law journey process where we find our way to the structures and the systems and the agreements and the fundamental beliefs that change how we relate to the world. It's very humbling for people in the West to know that they have to get along their leadership journey, often decades in, they get to a point where only then do they begin to refine the quality of the ground they're dreaming from, and the quality of the thing that they're calling others to, and the quality of the role that they're playing. Out here in the Welsh countryside, I've got tractors and dogs barking and all sorts of things going on. So what I'm saying here is your journey of law, whether you're ready for it now or it's decades ahead, it is going to humble the fuck out of you. It is going to refine you. It's going to be brutal. Law is brutal because within it is some of the greatest humbling you will ever experience in your life. Particularly all of those pieces, all those conditionings of the West that you might have thought you shed, or all of those societal conditionings, hooks, subtle curses that you still carry. They're going to be confronted through the initiatory journey of law and grounding your own law. But it is one of the most essential things you will ever do as a leader. And very few people are going to kind of call you to that. But I want to call you to that. I want to call you to finding your way to the law that is yours, that refines you, refines your dream, and has you holding a quality of prayer in the world that genuinely thrives and sustains for the people that lie ahead.